So, Amane Suzuha. Is she an organization spy?
Or a time traveler?
Was she riding the satellite from the beginning?
Or a time traveler?
And a time traveler in that case?
And a time traveler.
Is she just a nerd?
And a time traveler?
Is she a Chuni otaku?
Or a time traveler?
Is she a time traveler?
Speaking of time travelers, we're the Bittersweet Gamers.
That was your idea for an intro, Billy. I'm afraid I have to kill you.
It's okay, we can just go back in time and start over.
I see. You have seen through my plan.
I'm We Squared.
I'm the Opinionator.
5:30. That was a quick nap.
By the time I wake up, a few hours have passed. A refreshing breeze blows in, softly brushing my cheek. Daru's exactly where I left him before I fell asleep. He's sitting in exactly the same position.
He's not a teddy bear, he's a person.
Not much has changed besides his typing speed and his motorboat leg.
He's about to vibrate through the molecules.
Oh, and now he's muttering to himself.
Oh!
I guess he hasn't had any success at hacking yet, but he's so weird at the moment, I think he's actually hyper-focused.
He might just be looking at porn right now. Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of which, I wonder if it's from Ferris.
I baked cookies today. I had everyone in my family eat some and got their seal of approval.
Of course you baked cookies.
Would it be okay if I baked some for your lab friends, Master? Oh, and it would be great if you could teach me some more techniques with Samidare whenever you have the time. P.S. I managed 10 practice swings today.
Only 10? Why is this so hard? It's not like it's a 75-pound sword.
I mean, he may just be really frail, physically speaking. He is really tiny.
That may be the case, and I guess Okarin's the same.
Who better to learn from than a fellow weakling?
Look, Tennoji Yugo is the person who sucked up all the muscles of the cast.
All of the muscles have been absorbed into his body. Ha-hoo!
Ha-foo!
I hear it on the winds. The call of our destiny.
Ha-foo!
No, that's not it. It sounds something else.
Oh.
It sounds like, hey. Our destiny says to choose family as the reply.
Hey?
Hey.
Tell me about your family. You sure get along with your family. How many family members do you have, anyway? Daru keeps insisting that shrine maidens should come in pairs.
But Daru's a weirdo, so...
I, however, am completely normal in every way.
Foo-ha-ha-ha. Ha-ha-ha. Dr. Pepper, die! Don't at me, bro.
Now, I just don't like Dr. Pepper or soda or sugar or sweets in any way, shape, or form. However, Billy, he mentioned it before, but you guys will never understand the deep and visceral hatred in his heart that Billy bears for Dr. Pepper. I mean, he practically has a Dr. Pepper voodoo doll. He doesn't really, but if I saw one, I wouldn't even be surprised.
Like he wouldn't even bat an eye.
Not at all. The hatred. Now you may ask why. Sa, souzou shite miro. Use your imagination. I take a cold Dr. Pibber out of the fridge and quench my thirst. Then I kick back on the sofa and start browsing that channel on my phone!
No!
And what perfect timing! Titer is currently posting in the thread, as if he were waiting for me.
The Everett Wheeler model is correct. Please look it up to learn more.
Everett Wheeler was the Everett interpretation and the Copenhagen interpretation. And it was about Schrodinger's cat, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. One was where both possibilities exist at the same time until you observe it, and that eliminates one of them. It seems you're all still clinging to preconceived notions of time. Time does not simply run from past to future like a car in a one-way street. It's a big ball of wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey. I'm sorry, I think that's something else. To be more specific, the laws of causality do not allow contradictions to occur. If the result of an event, the effect, is changed, the event itself, the cause, also changes to prevent a paradox. That's why there are so few people who can observe changes in divergence. Divergence being the world line's percent difference from the standard.
Everett Wheeler was the one with like the many worlds, like decision change point, the zero escape one. It's like one of them
creates a world in which the cat was dead, and the other one creates a world in which the cat was alive.
Yes, I think. No! Die, Action! You claim to be a part of this game without any proof!
Die, monster! You don't belong in this world.
If you can't observe changes in divergence, then how can you possibly measure it? Oh, I know! Your time machine has a magical device that measures it for you! And you still haven't explained how a research institute conquers the details, Pox!
How am I supposed to explain that?
Don't you people have anything to offer besides insults? How about contributing to the discussion, plebeian scum? If you assume that time doesn't flow in a straight line, then the idea of time travel is much easier to swallow. Why is it that Okarin sounds much more coherent and intelligent when he's writing junk on Atchan than when he is failing to understand basic concepts like hard-on corianders? Well,
because he's in his element.
Point taken. In such a scenario, a time machine traveling to the past doesn't need to fight against the flow of time. I say Titer's points have merit. By the way, Titer, I'd like to know more about CERN. What can you tell us about their current activities?
It's harder to fight gravity going upstairs than down.
You know, that has to have been mentioned quite specifically for this point. As in, it's harder to go forward than backward.
Uh-huh. Like a bird or something?
Divergence! If the other typo is an omito, then this is an addo.
Someone learned to stop worrying and love the H-bomb. There you go, a Dr. Strangelove reference. I have often dreamed of riding a nuclear bomb as it is dropped onto a continent while waving my cowboy hat in the air. It sounds like you're largely indifferent to the fact that time is not a one-way street. This proves that most of you are still clinging to your preconceived notions. Also, you're all a bunch of Atchan trolls who don't really have any scientific groundings. Your resistance to change, from my perspective, is deeply concerning. I think I realize now how this dystopia came to be. Every time a significant event changes the divergence rate, the past is rewritten according to the law of causality in order to prevent contradictions. For example, let's say we move to World Line B. In World Line B, this internet forum @channel, tragically, never existed.
Tragically, I'm sure.
Once you moved on to the new World Line, your memories of reading and posting on this forum would be erased and replaced with memories of other actions. In other words, changing the present creates ripples that change the past.
This is an interpretation I have never seen explored or never heard. That what happens is the past is just changed for everyone.
Yeah.
When a paradox occurs, in order to prevent there from being any problem, it just fixes itself automatically.
Like,
how can that be?
Well, I'm familiar. You're familiar with the phrase "nature abhors a vacuum."
Yeah. Well, what basically the thing is
something similar. Nature abhors a paradox.
What's nature? The will of causality? I mean, are we talking about gods? What I'm saying is I don't believe there's any way to say this without acknowledging the existence of a will or some sort of superimposed system that detects things. And I think what that means for a worldview has many, many implications. Well, anyway, implications aside...
If I may nerd out for a moment, in the White Wolf tabletop role-playing system, specifically Mage the Ascension, you play a character who is able to use magic.
Isn't it like a causality thing?
Yes! The more extravagant your spell and the more breaking the laws of reality, the more paradox you generate for it. But if you can make it seem like it just happened to be like happenstance, then that reduces the paradox, so it looks more like coincidence than actual magic. Like you're basically fighting with the fabric of reality itself.
Well, according to this, what it means is everything you did like that would end up looking like happenstance and chance. Because he's saying that the way that it actually works is that the fabric of reality back-ends the change. Remember, it not only changes for what is plainly in front of your face, but also changes in the memories of everyone else that is affected by it. Or it doesn't, but then the divergence would presumably increase dramatically, and that does not prevent... Like, that seems to be plainly against the spirit of what he's saying the way it is works.
Right.
I just don't see how you can say this, how you can argue this without allowing for some superimposed system or will, or without requiring one. Because if you say, well, there isn't something like that, it's just causality, then you're implying that causality has a will.
Yeah.
Even if that will is only to prevent contradictions within itself.
This too must be the will of causality. Gundam knew all along. I already covered CERN yesterday. If I were to add anything, I would suggest that you take what they say with a grain of salt. They have already succeeded in creating micro black holes.
I do like how he's angry. As I was saying, that's not reconstructing the world, you idiot. That's altering people's memories. Who the hell can alter the memories of nearly 6.7 billion people? Do you even realize how stupid that sounds? I think I would have noticed if someone went and screwed with my brain, not necessarily. And what does any of that have to do with the many worlds interpretation? Do some research, lol. Micro black holes, lol. Lol.
You're having far too much fun with that.
Ooh, Mad Max. I'ma go get me a mohawk. Well done. Oh, is this how you reply to a specific person? Thanks for showing me.
Reconstruction of the timeline and alteration of people's memories. I think they're essentially the same thing. Why are you so intent on saying they're different?
It is, I mean, that's what I had said, is that it's the same mass effect thing.
With a few exceptions, nobody can keep their memories across world lines. They are reconstructed along with everything else when divergence changes. What's a road warrior?
So from our perspective, ours as the players, our memories will not change when there is divergence, but everything else will.
And neither would Okarin's in this case.
Apparently, but that's not how it's supposed to work.
Right.
Assuming Tyder's telling the truth here.
We don't know how much of what he's saying is actually true.
So he's also saying that if you move from one world line to the other, nothing changes at all, right? Because once you get to the other world line, then your memories are supposed to be reconstructed to be the memories there, because you're not allowed to cause a paradox by moving to another world line.
Yeah, that is what he's saying.
Also, if what he's saying is true, it can't actually be true because Okarin proves that it isn't.
Ah, my brain!
I approve of this insult. I use it all the time.
We have fun here. The next day, 8 a.m.
Still going, man? You need to, pee or something?
That's what the bottle's for, Damon.
Well, if so, he hadn't used it. It's empty. 19 hours have passed since DARU started hacking. Night gives way to a refreshing summer morning. DARU hasn't slept in about 68 hours!
Oh my god!
But he still won't get off the computer. Man, I really underestimated his persistence.
He is a super hacker.
I curl up a bit and turn my attention back to...
Damn you, game! Life in 2036 is very different from what it is today. Most people live on farms, growing their own food. All forms of commerce and communication are restricted. There's no travel, No internet, no railroad even.
So essentially it became the Soviet Union.
Most people never see another town, let alone a city. Science continues to advance, of course, but the vast majority of people do not benefit from that progress.
How? This is only 26 years away from when this game takes place. Shouldn't something like this actually take at least 60 or 70 years?
Yeah, I mean, what catastrophic event happened that allowed this?
Maybe the destruction of 70 to 80% of humanity, as well as large-scale mass destruction of a lot of stuff across the surface of the Earth.
Technology belongs only to those chosen by CERN and the Committee of 300. Dun dun dun! It's very peaceful, at least on the surface. There's none of the conflict you see in this era, because everything is regulated. Jeez. The world in 2036 is governed by CERN. All nations, even America, have disbanded their armies. To put it simply, civilization has returned to an 18th century level of technology and exists under a communist system of government.
I did mention the Soviet Union.
Except now, that system works flawlessly. Right now you should be asking yourselves how that is possible, just as the opinionator said. How does a system of government that collapsed in the 20th century exist without any discontent? The answer to that question is the reason I am here. Yes, I am a terrorist. There are others like me who fight against CERN. We think of ourselves as the resistance, but there is no denying that our actions are a kind of terrorism.
Well, I for one don't want to live under some council of 300 with a bunch of oligarchs who have all the money, power, technology, and freedom, forcing everyone else to live hundreds of years in the past. Go screw yourselves. That would make you no better than Titer, person accusing him of being a mass murderer.
Right?
If you're willing to face the consequences, then go right ahead. Titer, question. Did World War III take place as scheduled? Why did you come to this particular time? Did you find an IBN 5100?
As I've explained previously, my purpose for traveling to this era is to change the future. Posting on this forum is my way of sounding an alarm. While it may be meaningless after the world lines converge, I just needed to get the information out there. What do you mean by World War III? Is this something I said in another world line? I'd like to speak with you more. If you could send me an email, I'll be sure to reply. I'm happy to accept emails from people other than Ho and Tu, as long as they are serious inquiries. I will post my email address here again.
Well, that's nice. He's gonna get spammed to death, but I guess this explains why he supposedly has no knowledge of culture.
Probably, yeah.
Also, I guess this means that if what he's claiming is correct, then it's like time travel is what was used to make this happen. And so that's why a lot of things that just don't work would take hold.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
By like forcing a paradox and then forcing the world to
fix it,
back adjust and fix that paradox.
That would take some crazy planning.
Well, if you have all that time travel, you could do it. Would time even pass for you after all?
Wow. Oh, thank God it wasn't very long. 20 minutes later.
My discussions with John Titer weren't making any sense. Actually, if they were all that long, it'd be fine. It was just that first one was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Not even Titer himself seems to know about the Titer from 10 years ago.
Which would make sense, if his memories were altered too.
Because it would have to be based on this system. It's hard to imagine that everyone on @chan is conspiring against me, except that this is actually generally my experience on the internet. Literally every place I've ever gone, I'm always thrown out of, and I don't seem to be able to interact with fans of other things that I like because they all throw me the hell out. So actually, I tend to support the fact that everyone is conspiring against him. After all, in my experience, everyone's frickin' conspiring against me. It ain't paranoia if it's true. Oh, maybe that was a little too personal. But how else can I explain it? Out of options, I decide to email Titer directly, just as he told me to. He audaciously exposed his own address on @chan. I guess that's his way of saying bring it on. Also, I tried changing the menu transparency. I don't really like it.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to read, especially on this screen.
In my email, I question the differences between his posts now and his posts 10 years ago. Even assuming that John Titer, whether it's the 10 years ago from the other world line or this one, even assuming they're the same person, which there's no reason to assume that. Okay, no, I started going in the spiral of timey-wimeys. Maybe the one from 10 years ago is after this one. Anyway, any point that I was going to make just got lost in a spiral just like this cursor. The current Titer hasn't even acknowledged the latter. In 2015, World War III breaks out. Many people die. By 2036, the world is a nuclear wasteland. This is completely different from what he said before, or from what he just said.
Right.
John Titer travels to 1975 to obtain an IBM 5100. The IBM 5100 was necessary to revive technology lost in World War III. The IBM 5100 has a hidden function, the ability to read IBM's proprietary computer language, which predates APL and BASIC. But only certain IBM engineers are aware of that function, so it does not appear in the manual. In 1998, Titer meets his younger self and his parents in America. John Titer was a soldier who volunteered for this mission. John Titer is an American. Furthermore, in 2000, Titer correctly predicted the outcomes of some future events. The Peruvian coast earthquake in 2001, the election of a new pope, that one was extremely easy. John Paul II was extremely old in 2000. The outbreak of the Iraq War, China's advances in space, and so forth. Though we only talk vaguely about each one, vaguely, they all came true. On the other hand, other predictions went unfulfilled, so the vagueness makes sense. For example, the Y2K bug, civil war in America, the cancellation of the Beijing Olympics, the inauguration of America's first female president in 2009, and so forth.
Time for a blast from the past, everyone. Year 2000 problem. Popularly known as the Y2K bug, at the turn of the 21st century, there was concern over the possibility of widespread computer failure when the year turned 2000. In order to save memory space, old operating systems almost always abbreviated years to the final two digits. Hence, when 1999 changed to 2000, the last two digits would change from 99 to 00. If its programming didn't anticipate that change, the computer could erroneously assume that the year was 1900. It was rumored that computers in the military, financial, and government sectors might malfunction and cause worldwide catastrophe. To address this issue, countermeasures were taken in the mid-1990s to manually update every program. As a result of these countermeasures, the year 2000 problem was averted, if it even existed in the first place.
It didn't really exist in the first place. There would have been problems, but not like society-destroying problems. But boy howdy, there was a panic! There's more, but let's leave those aside for now. I decided to ask him why those predictions didn't come true. Presumably, he won't know anything about them. Either because he hasn't made them yet.
Because everything's different now. So it's a different Titer.
So it doesn't matter. Even if it's the same Titer, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because of that back end, everything is changed.
Back end paradoxical fixing? Paradoctoring?
Back end paradoxical... cleanup. All right, here we go. This is your litmus test, John Titer.
What? No tip for that?
Show me your true colors. It's a phrase. The original didn't use that phrase.
I know.
It's idiomatic. It's not actually meant to measure the pH.
You're idiomatic.
Your face is idiomatic. Or alkaline. Alkaline. Alkaloon!
Oh, it's fire extinguisher too.
Skyclad 2010.
This is Amane Suzuha. Thanks for exchanging addresses with me yesterday. I finally made a friend here. Yay! Don't worry, I won't email you too much, and I might be slow to reply too. I'm kind of new at this email thing. It's okay to laugh at me.
That is the most suspicious thing I have ever read.
New to email, huh? Are you sure about that?
Who was she, Jill Titer or Joan Titer?
I think she was Joan Titer.
Well, she's Joan Titer now. Any differences or contradictions from the past will just be rewritten so that currently the way that it is the way that it... You know, thinking about it in some sort of an ideological fashion, doesn't that mean that nothing from the past ever matters, only the present does? Everything that was wrong will just be memory hold, so it's okay if you contradict things from the past because they'll just be memory hold?
That's kind of depressing if you think about it.
It's kind of frickin' corrupt.
Yeah.
Speaking of corrupt...
We're the Bittersweet Gamers? Wait, hold on.
Let's look at our guide. I mean, come on, the provider of the guide is Mastermind Monokuma. If you want to talk about corrupt...
Well, after consulting my diversions calculator, any of them are fine. I know it's depressing.
Oh no, I know exactly what it's gonna be. Here. Where were you living before?
Or when?
There. I know, it just makes you want to say it every time. Toot-toot-doo.
こんな朝早くからどうしたのだ?
Oh, it's probably not going to show her feet again, but you remember when you said, whose are those slippers? She was wearing them.
Yeah, yeah.
2人が2日連続徹夜って聞いたからね。差し入れ買ってきたよ。
Aw, she's so nice to them, and all they do is take her food.
I bet she's going to go, ooh, you guys smell bad.
Well, he just got out of the shower, so he shouldn't.
There must be this stench emanating from Daru. Has he moved? Is his bladder about to explode?
そうか。それはご苦労。
Look at that.
I know, she's adorable.
It wasn't really 2 nights in a row thanks to my afternoon nap yesterday, but who's counting? I'll take whatever I can get. Whatever sympathy. Also, then there's Daru.
Yeah, don't say that around Daru. He might murder you at this point.
He's not even listening to anything. In fact, you probably can't even have a conversation with him. If he turns to you and is like, I did it, guys. I managed to hack CERN and get all the information. To be like, Daru...
Why has 2 years passed?
Yeah, like what'll happen is Okarin will then be like, oh, that's fantastic. What'd you find out? And Daru will just say whatever he feels like. And then it'll be like, hey, do you want something to eat? And Daru will just continue talking about whatever he feels like. Which at this point might just be complete and utter gibberish, not connected to anything else. Like, anything that goes into his brain will not be...
processed.
Right.
じゃーん。おでんかん。
I never tried that. I like oden. It's like canned beef stew. There's something weird about it.
Canned oden, a canned meal sold in vending machines. Each can contains a hot broth with various oden ingredients such as boiled egg, radish, cognac, beef, and tofu, a popular Akihabara specialty.
Oden is really good, and you can even get it in gas stations, man. Hot, fresh oden. Comfortable, hearty, nostalgic stew.
Before you pull the tab, you have to say Oden Sesame.
Why has causality allowed you to live, Billy?
To punish you.
そうだというのか。やはりな。
マユシーからのプレゼントだよ。1個270円もするんだから大事に食べてね。
Which none of you blackguards deserve.
Did you use the word blackguard?
Yes, I did.
最近バナナや唐揚げは食べ飽きていたところだが、今後もこの差し入れで頼む。
Now, I am extremely hungry right now, but I'm looking at this and this looks really good because any type of stew or soup that's Japanese is so freaking good. Seriously, if you ever get the chance to try some, like sukiyaki or something, or any type of onabe, oh my god, you have to try it. They're so good. Also, did you notice that he just ordered her to buy his food?
Yeah. Of course I did.
さすがにしょっちゅうおごれるほどマユシーのポケットマネーは多くないのです。
I mean, it was 270 yen. That's a bit much.
I don't have a frame for how much that is.
Just think of that as, this is not accurate, but it's not completely inaccurate. Just think of it as $2.70.
Ooh.
Like, go to the dollar menu at McDonald's, man.
Ooh.
あとバナナや唐揚げはマユシーが大好きだから今後も続けます。
Here's what Mayushi needs to do. What she needs to do is not buy bananas and the karaage TV dinners for here.
She needs to buy them for herself. And
buy
keep
them
at
for
home.
herself, and then she can bring whatever here.
あとね、他にもあるよ。はい、じゃーん。
It's the Upa thing. Rynet.
Rainet Access Battlers. Battle sausage? Battle sausage?
ライネットソーセージ。あのね、おまけでウーパのボトルキャップがついてくるんだ。すごく欲しかったから買っちゃった。
You're right.
Well, yeah, I read it! That's so weird. That's like buying a Rick and Morty candy bar, which, for the record, I would not eat.
Me either.
Something tells me that in a few months' time, this lab will be neck deep in Upa goods.
They'll be Upa their neck with... No, I'm sorry, that one just fell apart. I apologize.
Why has causality not required you to die? Original sin level rising!
What's Upa with you? There, that one's better.
There are only a few things right now, like the cushion on the sofa, but that number is sure to grow exponentially.
Now would be a good time to mention that metal Upa that shouldn't exist.
Of course, when Mayushi is the only person getting any of these things, and we don't get anything, we can't really complain.
Yeah.
で、ダル君はどう？
苦戦中だ。少しぐらい休んでもらった方がいいんだがな。何もぶっ通しで何とかしろとは一言も言ってないんだから。
Well, he's got determination.
He knows what he's doing. However he operates, that's what he's doing right now, so you may as well just wait for him to fall over dead, which I would like to point out is going to happen pretty soon. Maybe he's had some water?
There was an empty bottle after all. The bottle had something in it previously.
ダル君のスーパーハッカー魂がメラメラバーニングしちゃったんだね。
Mera mera burning? Okay, do you remember when she sent the mail that was like, why do boys always want fire powers?
Yeah!
And then I think flowers are a lot cuter. Then she said mera mera burning, which is extremely adorable, like burning.
Yeah.
Highly amusing.
I remember from One Piece, meta is the sound of fire burning.
Like crackling.
Crackling.
ハカーじゃなくてハッカーって言えっつってんだろ
And that's the end. Excellent. The only thing that he was paying attention to was being called a hacker.
And of course he wasn't going to throw it at Mayushi.
Well, of course not. Why would you do that? What do you think provides all the food?
That's true.
I think I'm going to start saying mera mera burning.
ピリピリしてる。
Bitty bitty mera mera. No, that makes
What?
no sense.
Oh, sorry, I thought you said my name twice.
What the heck was that? Mayuri and I evacuate to the rooftop to eat the oden and Rainet kakeru sausage.
でも、ハッキングって悪いことなんだよね。マユシーはね、二人にそういうことしてほしくないな。
ダルのスーパーハッカーじゃなくてハッカーとしての腕前使わなければ宝の持ち腐れだ。
Incidentally, it looks like hackers hijacked CERN's system back in 2008. We found news articles about it online.
Oh. In Goodle.
That means even the inventors of the World Wide Web have holes in their security, and unless they really are going to be conquering the world, they probably don't have an armed force.
Probably not.
On
no.
account of, well, I guess there's always mercenaries.
I think we're dipping into a different series here.
With his skills, DARU really should have no trouble getting through.
Okay, I have to... This is not how you hack. Hacking is done with programs. You don't actually sit there and type on a computer rapidly. I'm done. I got it out of my system. I just wanted to say that. That isn't how you hack.
Dude, that's like complaining about the realism of man's romance.
I know, but I had to get it out of my system.
It's like why don't they attack them while they're transforming or posing or calling out their special stuff? You just don't do that. Dude.
I'm sorry.
It's just like how there need to be explosion sounds in space. Shut up! There need to be explosion sounds in space.
No.
それにこれはセルンの悪事を暴くため世界を陰で支配する巨大な闇との戦いなのだよ。
悪いことは悪いことだよ。
That's true.
I need to change the subject before she gets me on this topic. Then again, if they're really going to conquer the world...
マユリよ、さつま揚げをやるから牛すじをくれないか。
She had better say no. Do not give up the Niku.
それならうずら卵がいいな。
That is okay. That is an
acceptable.
that is an okay trade.
ふざけるな。俺は牛すじの次にうずら卵が好きなのだ。
They're really good.
マユシーもうずら卵好きだもん。
ちくわで手を打ってくれ。
What kind of debate is this?
How cruel he is. Those are fish cakes. Like
Chikwa?
Chikua.
Chikwa.
I mean, they're good, but it's like common and cheap. So it's like after the more fancy stuff.
He's trying to basically upgrade.
I feel like he downgraded his argument. Having said that, I would not mind a bunch of Chikua.
But would you trade your beef for it?
No?
わかったよ。さつま揚げよりはちくわだもんね。
Oh. At least she fought back some.
I'd take the Chikua over sweet potato. Oh! Subject change complete. Mayuri really eats up conversations about food. It's so easy to manipulate her. Huh?
もうすぐなんだよ。SQL のテーブル一覧さえ手に入れればパスワード特定余裕なんだよ。僕をなめんな。
Wow, I really underestimated his overall awareness. Looks like things are falling into place.
おほ 来た来た来た。いいよいいよ。ほら、観念して俺の前に全部晒しやがれっつうの。すっぱだかにされてる気分はどうだよ。ひゃっは
Okay, no, he's completely nuts.
Back away slowly, Mayushi.
It's been days.
おお、来た来た。ID とパス一致。ひょっほー。ログイン完了だ、ゴラ。死ねえ、なめんな。イエスイエスイエス。
What enthusiasm!
If you want to call it that.
誰やったのか
Are you still
ミ
alive?
ッションコンプリート。
本当か
わあ、すごいね。
That is
な
amazing!
いけど。
Doesn't that make him by far the most amazing person here?
Yep.
Is
he
it-
can hack and discern.
Like him and Makise Kurisu are like the only people that, like, they're extremely talented.
それで世界滅亡計画の証拠は見つかったか
What? No.
いや、まだ見てねっつうの。繋がっただけ。
I can't even focus my vision right now, dude. But we're in.
ま、ここまで来ればあとは楽だけどな。
ならば疲れているところ悪いが早速調べてくれ。きっとあるはずなのだ。陰謀の影が。
はいはい、やりますよ。
Daru dances his mouse across the screen and continues hacking into CERN. Daru dances diligently?
Disapprovingly.
手に入れたパスがセルンの誰のものなのかってのが問題なんだよな。
What is
どういう
it?
こと？
セルンのデータベースに入ってデータのテーブル一覧をゲットしたんよ。そっから11111111とか ABCDEFGH みたいな簡単なパスワード使ってる関係者に的を絞って ID 手に入れたわけ。
That's kind of where you have to start.
その ID の持ち主がサーバー管理者だったら最高なんだけど、さすがにそこまで運は良くないと思われ。
日本語で OK だよ。
I don't understand what you're talking about.
右に同じく。
要するにセルンのサーバー管理者のパスだったならセルンの全身を舐め回すように弛緩しまくりだけど、そうじゃない普通の研究員か何かならおっぱいしか見せてもらえない的な。
Oh my god.
You cannot fault him for anything at this point.
I know, but still.
ダルくん、エッチだね。
エロい例えをするな。つまり見られる情報が限定されてしまうということだろ。
そういうこと。ま、サーバー管理者を特定してパスをゲットするのも時間の問題だけど、それはまた今度にするわ。さすがに眠くてあんま頭が働かん。
Yeah, give the guy some rest, Jesus.
It would be cruel to push Daru any further, especially after his success.
So I will.
I kind of expect him to.
お、どうやら手に入れた ID は加速器部門担当者のものらしいよ。
サーバー管理者じゃないのか。
一発で当てるなんて奇跡でも起きない限り無理だっつうの。セルに何人の関係者がいると思ってるんだぜ。
Probably a lot.
何人？
70, 100, shouldn't be too much bigger than that.
6000人以上。
Good lord! That many?
まあ、とりあえずこの加速器部門担当者の名前は
Nakabachi?
ジャックさんのメールのログをちょろっと覗かせてもらおうよ。
What do you mean, Nakabachi?
Hey?
And of course, the emails come up in English.
うわ
Uh-oh!
わ、まゆしは頭が痛くなってきました。
That's like me when I play a really old JRPG, like on the Super Nintendo, and there's or the NES, and it's just this giant mass of hiragana that makes my eyes bleed. I'd rather encounter kanji that I actually can't read than see this mess of chicken scratch. Seriously, reading all hiragana is crazy.
I'll have to take your word for it.
Well, the nice thing about like hiragana and kanji is, and katakana when appropriate, is that visually you see the sentence and it divides itself up into certain types of bytes so that you can comprehend it like quickly by glancing at it.
I see.
Whereas you have to, it's like it adds an entire layer of
Translation?
Of reading
Gotcha.
and comprehension. Like you have to do a whole new set of actions. It's like you have to read everything 3 times just about to separate it out, so it goes really slow.
I see.
And it's like, yeah.
that makes sense. I understand what you're saying.
Because, you know, most of reading is done through context. And, how to describe it? Quick recognizing things that your brain already recognizes as a chunk of something. And the more of those chunks of data that your brain is able to quickly recognize, the faster you can read a given language or whatever.
Well, you know.
Because, like, you'll read whole words at once, not the word
Yeah.
as it goes, because your brain recognizes the word.
Well, you know our brain can automatically put letters in the right spot if a word has been misspelled. I went to the Ripley's Believe It or Not museum, and there was actually a poster that every single word in it was misspelled, but you read it and your brain automatically read it, and it said, like, you're reading this right now, but you don't realize that every word on this poster is misspelled. Now you do, don't you? It was something to that effect, and I was just like, whoa!
Yeah, that's the exact same phenomenon. So everything in hiragana means that it takes that completely out of the equation.
Gotcha.
It's pathetic to flinch at the mere sight of English.
ダリオ、なんと書いてあるのだ?
Are you capable of anything, man?
Can you do anything?
翻訳しないと。
Let me open up like Babelfish.
エキサイト先生にご登場願え.
Dr. Excite, a machine translation site.
I mean, you can do worse than machine translation, I guess.
そんなめんどいことしてらんねえっつの。
Yeah, he probably has a translation
新年の
program.
挨拶みたいっすな。バカンスでスペイン行くとか、裏山。
Well, that email's normal, nothing out of the ordinary.
こういうログを漁っていけば、そのうちサーバー管理者も特定できるのだぜ。
Tuesday, set aside meeting for evil Illuminati meeting to discuss the future of the world and its consequent domination.
Excellent! We found what we were looking for!
Please forward to all members of the department.
他人のメールを勝手に見るのってすごくごめんなさいって気持ちになる。
Oh.
You just respond to her like...
She's like a puppy!
俺はとっくに悪の道に踏み込んだ身。何の良心の呵責も感じないのだ。
If he was capable of feeling guilt, he wouldn't steal all your food.
The eyes. The eyes.
責任はすべてこの俺が
She
取る。
didn't say anything.
マユリに罪をかぶせるつもりはない。
うほ！僕、オカリンになら掘られてもいい。
それはお断りだ。というわけでダルよ。心置きなく覗き見るのだ。
オカリンって悪いんだ。マユシーは悲しいです。
Mayushi will just be standing there, judging you.
That's of no concern to me. I already do whatever I want with her anyway, and she doesn't seem to mind. And she still buys me more stuff.
Okarin, don't phrase it like that.
Upon further examination, we discover several emails with the title Experiment Report.
Yeah, but that's not weird.
LHC の実験レポートか。タイムマシンのヒントが得られるかもしれん。開いてみるべきだろう。
The thing is I'm not even sure what we're actually expecting to find.
right?
I mean, us as the players.
Yeah.
Like, shouldn't this all just be normal stuff?
Yes, it should just be normal stuff, but clearly they're gonna find something or this wouldn't be in the game.
これ見たら確実にヤバそうだけどな。
That's what his lips say, but his hand still clicks on the email.
He is a fellow ally of darkness.
What comes up is an unintelligible series of symbols.
これ暗号化されてる。
Hey!
さすがに簡単にはいかないか。
I mean, hey, that could be the code that you need the
IBN 5100 for,
Yeah.
because it's written in proprietary
it's encrypted in a
IBMese.
or whatever
IBNese, I guess I should say.
pre-basic.
ま、この程度の暗号を解くのはへでもないがな。
Compared to what he's already done.
In less than 10 minutes, Naru had decoded the email.
Oh, well, never mind then.
Paul Newman. Let's see here.
The 29th at 9 p.m.
So this was 5 months ago. 5.5 months ago.
Oh, that's the 9th of February. Okay.
Hi, Paul.
He clearly said Paul, guys.
It's Paul.
It's Paul.
Not Paul.
Okay.
そういう演技は無用だ。
サイですか。
He's trying to have fun, come
今
on!
日付の実験データをサーバーにアップしておいた。LHC の調子は良好だ。あくまで LHC はだが。こいつはまるで猫みたいに気まぐれだが、ここ1ヶ月ほどは驚くほど素直だ。ずっとこの調子だといいんだがな。
That's a pretty great translator. A pretty great translation that he's got there.
Uh-huh.
しかし報われない仕事だと思わないか。この子猫、大猫と言うべきか。はははははは。が、稼働して9年だ。
Does Ocarine work for these people?
That is a really great translation program he's got. Well, you know what it is?
What?
It's this game wouldn't work without it shut the heck up.
Fair point. I can accept that for it makes
この
sense.
人類史を塗り替える研究は一部の人間の目にしか入らないわけで。もっとも公表されたらされたでいい晒し者になるのがオチだろうがな。
This is, in fact, the email that you said it is. Our secret Illuminati meeting of world domination will now begin.
Are you freaking serious?
世の中の連中はきっとこう言うだろうさ。今すぐロバート・ゼメキフをセルンに呼んでください。そうすれば1年と経たないうちに作ってもらえるだろうってな。
Let's see. Robert Zemeckis, didn't he do... He's a super famous movie director, but I can't remember anything he did except Back to the Future. Calm down. Let's sort things out.
今のメール、翻訳ミスということはないのか。
I might have some umbrage with the use of kitten, but you
翻
know.
訳ソフトを信じるならミスはないんじゃね。ところどころへんてこな日本語になってるのは確かだけど。
だとしたら妙なことになる。
Yeah, it's in translation.
It doesn't really have a one-for-one translation. That's not how languages work.
LHC が稼働を開始したのは去年の春ぐらいだったはずだ。
They had said repeatedly.
9年前から稼働していたというのだ。
They've said repeatedly that isn't it weird that they were able to pull that off in so long, or in so little time? They only started in 2008.
That's correct. However, haven't we already seen an email that's been sent in the past?
So you're saying that this is from 2018?
Possibly. I'm just saying we should consider the possibility, because if they also invented time travel,
But what does that matter then? Why would they send their internal emails 9 years in the past?
all right, that's a fair point. You don't have to rub it
お
in.
かしいな。
The email send date is this year, 2010. So 9 years ago makes it 2001. John Titer posted this on @channel yesterday. The only other thing I can say is you must not believe their lies. They have already succeeded at creating micro black holes.
Oh.
Nice kitty wallpaper, Daru. Also, isn't this sort of like an I twitch, Ocarine goes, so you mean the organization really exists?
Yeah, it does sound like it, yeah.
If you read between the lines of this email, it sounds like they're doing some sort of secret experiment.
Which isn't that strange for a frickin' physics lab.
Also, Robert Zemeckis is a super famous Hollywood movie director. He directed a trilogy of smash hit time travel movies about 20 years ago.
You can't get on to me for quoting Back to the Future anymore. The game's done it more than I have.
It's true! They're really good. The first one is the only one that's truly a great movie, but the other two do something different, but they're quite good.
First, generally sequels suck.
Yes.
But not in this case.
Yes. I mean, then again, the first movie is brilliant.
Yeah.
I groan. Ugh. No way. Was I... like... I'm thinking to myself now so I can drop the toonie if I really need to. Was I right? Like, really? That was right? I wasn't just,
Being self-indulgent?
Oh, that's exactly the case. Exactly the word. CERN's hiding a major secret from the world?
Remember when I said that maybe in this world line the organization does exist? But not in the previous one?
There might be something to that. If paradoxes get corrected on the back end, can there actually be world lines? Wouldn't that mean they'd automatically have a much greater divergence than...
I suppose it depends on the individual case.
Yeah.
And how severe the paradox is.
Yeah, you're probably right. And it's related to time travel?
ダル、もっと調べてくれ。タイムマシン研究の痕跡を探すんだ。
マジでか。
He really was cruel to him. I don't know if Daru is questioning my order or his order or the possibility that CERN might be researching time travel.
Or maybe just wanting to frickin' sleep.
Either way, he begins tapping on the keyboard again.
どのメールにもタイムマシンって単語は出てこないけど。
To nobody's surprise,
Z プログラムって単語がこの数ヶ月で100箇所以上も使われてる。
Ah, yes, the construction of Zeta Gundam.
これ、今 LHC を使ってやってる実験のことじゃね？
I mean, it's hard to say. It could be about any of the other things they have there.
その具体的な内容はブラックホールの生成実験か。
どっかに資料は、お、見つけた。なんかこれフランスとイギリスとオランダのトップシークレット扱いっぽい。
Jellyman's report!
Jellyman?
Jellyman!
Uh-huh. This looks to me like time travel stuff. Blah blah mini black hole generation mission has already
been established. The report is emitted. I mean, there's a lot of stuff here.
Error, human is dead, mismatch. Well, this seems important.
I guess we'll pick it up next time.
Oh, by the way, it's not necessary to stop as long as Lifter's abjustment. When was the last time you abjusted anything? I mean, I've heard of hip abduction.
Take my advice. End the episode now.
Absolutely!